Waste no time, they're approaching. Hurry now, we must protect ourselves and find some shelter. I once encountered some giant hogweed. Don't know that it was just one plant or a few, I can't really remember. Many years ago. And it was a beautiful spring or mid-spring coming to summer day. And let's just say June, possibly. And this person wanted this area clearing. And I thought, well, they had did I borrow a brush cutter or something? I used a brush cutter with a metal blade. And all I was wearing was a pair of shorts and boots and a smile. But the smile turned to grimaces when this stuff, the juice of the giant hogweed, was like splattered all over me. And it burns. Let me tell you, it burns. But I didn't die. Look, I'm here now. I recovered. And it wasn't like, it was only a couple of, maybe a day and a bit's discomfort. So, whatever. So, of course, there's absolutely no connection between that and what's supposedly going on now. But is there? With Genesis announcing a tour? No, I'm only joking, of course, but it's just a very strange time to be alive, I think. And the thing is, if you're aware of the trivium, and maybe you didn't learn like me the trivium until, or you weren't aware of it until you already have found some things out that didn't totally make sense, and it looked into them, and of course they were not what you were told. I.e., the Twin Towers coming down, of course. That's a very good example. The moon landings, the list is endless. Sandy Hook, Boston bombings, 7/7, the Manchester bombing. It's all. If you look into it, it's all as transparent as the moon landings. Let's say, just say, or 9/11. They're both very easy to discover that the truth is hidden from us by the media. And of course, the media is being used now to create even more fear than is necessary. But what I meant to say was even more fear than we used to, because we're always, the people who take any notice are meant to be afraid by the news. And of course, when you're afraid, you don't think straight, and you make decisions, or you make choices that are probably not in your best interest. And just because one sheep goes through that hole in the fence doesn't mean to say that you have to, because there's a sheer drop on the other side of it. Possibly. You see what I mean? Until this thing directly affects me, I'm not going to consider it. You see, I've been listening to the news, not just recently, because I don't have a radio here, but odd times in the car, blah, blah, blah. But before that, I didn't take any notice of it. I listen to it, and because I'm aware of the trivium and can use that as a tool, then, all I will say about that is learn the trivium, look into it, find out about that. You will think, oh, this is, it's not difficult. Let me say that for a start. Steve H.V., Harry Growler, those two lads have both got great details on their channels. And it's not difficult, so don't be put off by the labour of it, because what you want to do right now, what time you've got time to do it. Of course, when it's a day like this, beautiful day, I've been digging and digging the garden and enjoying it's just beautiful out there. So, what was I saying? Yeah, of course, there are many theories going around about it. I've heard that Prince Charles has got a cold, but he's not suffering. So, phew. Yeah, that's about it, really. I just don't. I know a lot of people are on what they call lockdown, and but you're allowed to go out shopping. That's great, isn't it? So it's not that what is this? What is this? I don't know. To me, it's just like a big media led, well, media driven, maybe not led, but trial to see how far they can push. How like I say, when you're in a state of fear, you will agree, you will do things that you shouldn't maybe ought to do. You don't think straight. You can't discern, and that's what. Well, look into the trivium. And you're right. If you're sat at home doing bugger all, what better thing to do than to educate yourself? Look, I'm not talking from I know everything. Of course not. But don't be taken in by bullshit, because if you believe in the moon landings, 9/11, the way it was told to us, and all the rest of this shit, you're bound to be believing this, and you're bound to be living in fear. Well, I could tell you don't, but what good would that do? But I also see people who know we're not living on a spinning ball, yet still succumb to this, the media frenzy. Well, I don't know. Just a little bit disappointing. But then you see, that's again, that's my expectations of people being wrong. So you shouldn't have any. You should respect other people's opinions, and if they don't want you to go around and um, be with them or even stay 2 meters away from them, that's fine. You should respect their point of view, even though they could find out for themselves, if they weren't living in a state of fear, that they were probably mistaken about this. Anyway, I hope you're all bearing up and well, looking after each other, not getting on each other's nerves. And self-isolation for me is a default position. So it doesn't make any difference to me, really. I just still go out when I do and get me supplies and come back, and everything's just the same. Everything's kind of the same out there. There's fewer cars on the road. There was a sign going into Whitby, actually, that said something like, "Save lives, go home," something like that. I think it's been taken down now. It was just a hand-painted sign that somebody had obviously put there for a little bit of a giggle. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they are that worried. But anyway, don't be. Just don't be afraid until everybody down your street dies. Something like that. So yeah.